I'm not afraid.
Yeah,
Take a stand.
it's been a ride.
Everybody.
I guess I had to go to that place to get to this one. Now some of you might still be in that place. If you're trying to get out, just follow me. I'll get you there. You can try and read my lyrics off of this paper before.
I think that it's just really terrible that the electoral process of the presidency has become almost to some people just really a thing of not being truthful and lies and manipulating and changing positions just to say what people want. Now, when Obama ran the first time and the Republican Party came out and said that our agenda for the next 4 years is to make sure this president is not successful, that we're going to block everything he puts through. It's really not about the American people for this group. It's just about their own political agenda and to get him out. He's an honest man. He's a transparent man. He can't be bought. They've tried to dig up everything. They find no dirt. So the only thing they're going to do is attack it on a race basis. And the entire Republican campaign use cold words, use whatever you want. For those who on the news who cannot say it, the Republican Party, that conservative group is racist, and Obama's failure to not move further ahead, he's done wonderfully, is because they don't want him in there because he's a black man and a successful black man.
I'll be glad when it's over. It's been getting a little bit ugly and nasty.
It was a time for a change, and he was the right man to hopefully make that change. Has he done some good things? Of course he's done some good things. And I will say this, and I've always said this to people around me. The president needs to be someone who represents our country. I'm voting for Mitt Romney because I don't like the direction, most notably the economy of what is going on. As you grow up and get into the workforce and you have a family, and in my practice being in medicine, things sort of change. Fiscally, I'm slowly becoming a Republican, if not already a Republican.
I'm just hoping for the best because I think if we choose one, it's going to be worse than what we already have. So
I haven't seen a politician who is not a flip-flopper, and that's one of my concerns. So be it him, be it Obama, be it whoever there is in elections, I have a hard time believing any of them. So I'm trying to filter through that and try to make the best choice.
Healthcare is our number one issue because the cost of healthcare has gone up every year without fail over the last 12 years or so, and it's really it's our number one variable cost that goes up every year.
Healthcare, as we know, is skyrocketing, the cost of healthcare. Most people can't afford it. And by having a universal health care, I know for a fact people who use the emergency room as their primary care, and that's the most expensive care you can get. And we also know that preventative care saves costs in the long run, that we do need a universal health plan.
The new health care bill that was passed, I don't agree with it at all. I think it's going to cost businesses and individuals more money and produce less quality health care.
being in healthcare, I'm looking at, Obamacare and seeing how that's going to affect seniors and just healthcare and the availability of it.
I'm really worried about medicine in the future and people who want to go into medicine, because financially, people have to understand that when you go into medicine, you're spending 10 to 12 years of training. People come out of medicine $250,000 to $500,000 in debt. And now you have a president who is looking to cut costs, which I respect. But how are you cutting costs? Are you going to make who's going to pay for these poor physicians coming out who have to pay these loans back?
I do strongly believe in Roe versus Wade, but again, I don't believe it would be overturned by even the addition of conservative judges to the Supreme Court.
Let's talk about the real issue. And the real issue is jobs and the economy. Not all the other stuff. We can all do the rhetoric around and around in circles. In the end, if our country is strong, there are jobs, people are working, people are making money, we're keeping money in our country, we're going to be a better country. Because we are, no matter what anybody says, the greatest country in the world.
The city has been affected very much so with the economy, with the change in the jobs and with the automakers. Just have to wait and see. But it's, Detroit is clawing its way back, trying to come back as a vibrant community that's not just auto-based, but has other things to keep the workforce going.
As far as the auto industry and the bailout that the government provided for them, I don't believe that Obama did anything that any other president wouldn't have done. I think that the auto industry needed some infusion of cash, and that's what was provided by the government at the time.
In the suburbs of Detroit, the people around this area, people in the auto industry, were hit very hard. And there's a lot of people in the auto industry. It's not just the big three. It's all the people around who give things to the big three. I've seen more foreclosures than I could ever imagine.
The 20% cut rate across the board tax cut does not address all the deductions and the loopholes that those who make all the money take off. So their tax issue is just not taxes, it's all the loopholes on the income they don't have to pay for. So that needs to be addressed.
A flat tax would take these billionaires, not let them have the ability to find loopholes. They're still going to pay, or the people at the top of the rung are still going to pay 90 to 99% of the cost or those taxes. So I don't necessarily agree on the 20%. I would actually be a bigger advocate of a flat tax to cut all these loopholes out. Because the people who don't have loopholes are the people who are making less money. It's the billionaires who have all these loopholes, but people like me who do very well financially, I don't really have loopholes. So why am I taking the biggest burden? I'm still always going to pay the most taxes, and I'm okay with that because I want to help the country and pay my fair share.
It's the old thing where, you know, those that have more and those that don't have less. It's hard.
Less government would be better for us and for me personally, and a smaller government as opposed to larger government and wasteful spending.
Why should the government tell me what I can and can't do? I want that independence. I want the ability to make mistakes or make the right choices. That's what America's all about. The more government control becomes concerning to me for the small businesses, for my business. You know, I'm in a large practice of 20 physicians. We're a business. And if the government is strapping down my business, that's less jobs for other people that we're trying to employ.
If he could have changed everything without having to go through the Congress and the Senate to get things voted, he could have waved the magic wand and done that. He has to have cooperation.
If we could get everybody to work together, I think we could make this country, turn this country around quicker. But let's be realistic. That's not how politics work. And that's sort of the frustration I don't think I just say, but I think across this country, people are so frustrated, almost putting their hands up saying, well, what does it matter who I vote for? People don't work together anyways. It's all about their bottom line.
What you see on the news and these polls, I don't think reflect the electorate and the people who really, really vote. We just really sometimes don't have the time to get out there and get in front of TV and say a lot. We just quietly go to the polls and we vote our choice, which is why Obama's going to win.
I'm going to make a living, and no one's ever going to hear me complain. I love what I do. So for me and my family, we're doing fine, and I anticipate always doing fine. At what level, we'll see. But I know I'm happy with what I do, and I know I can provide for my family, and that's, in the end, the most important.
Call the one.